Hello, good afternoon, students. Today we'll discuss solution of this worksheet number 70, and here we study about our environment. So here we study about ecosystem. What is ecosystem? Ecosystem is the particular region, particular area in which organism, different kind of organism habiting that area, and the non-living things present in that area that interacts. So it is entire region in which different inter in between participating or in between interacting organisms live, and they also interact with the non-living things present there. So this is component of environment. The environment in which both living and non-living things interact with each other. Such system is known as ecosystem. So we have two types of ecosystem on the basis of their presence. It is natural ecosystem and artificial ecosystem. The ecosystem which are made naturally or they exist naturally are known as natural ecosystem, like uh, forest, pond, lake, desert. So they are natural ecosystems. Some areas, some specific regions which are man-made, and they are habitats of the living things, and some non-living things are also present. The component of environment like air, water, um, stones, soil, all other non-living components are also there. So such man-made ecosystem are known as artificial ecosystems. Example like are crop fields, aquariums, gardens, zoological park, botanical gardens. Okay, so these are artificial ecosystems. So if we study about the components of ecosystem, we have two components. One is biotic component, other is abiotic component. All the living things present in ecosystem are comprised of consist biotic components, like in a forest. If we consider a forest ecosystem, then the number of species whatever present in the forest, like carnivores, herbivores, termites, microbes, okay, all the type of living organisms, producers like plants, grasses, high trees, blue green algae, all these producers along with herbivores like uh, cattle, deer, okay, grazing animals, along with carnivores like fox, owl, then hyenas, then top carnivores like tiger, leopard, jaguar. So all these components, all these living things present in an environment, in an ecosystem, are considered as biotic components. Then comes abiotic components. Abiotic components are the components. Abiotic components are the components which are non-living, like in our environment, in our surrounding, we have air, water, soil, है you may have mountains, okay. So these other components which are non-living are known as abiotic components, okay. So biotic components are of three types: producer, consumers, and decomposers. Producers are the plants. Producers are the plants and grasses which produce food. Which produce food means they produce own food by help of photosynthesis. By help of photosynthesis. Consumers consumers are the organism which feed on producers or the herbivores which feed on producers. So consumer uh, includes both herbivores and carnivores. Okay, or some organism feed on both herbivores and on carnivores, so they are called as omnivores, along with some parasites. Parasites depend on parasites are the organism which depend for their food on other organism, and they cannot live without help of other organism. So such organisms are known as parasites. So these four includes consumers: herbivore, carnivores, omnivores, parasites. Then comes decomposers. Decomposers are the microbes which decompose the dead and decaying organism, leaf parts, plant parts, to decompose them into smaller uh, micromolecules and mix them into soil. So they help in nutrient recycling. Decomposers are microbes. They are like fungus, bacteria, okay, spirochetes, actinomycetes. So they are decomposers. So this is about ecosystem. Now comes food chain. Food chain is a series of organisms in which one organism eats another as food. Like if we consider a grassland ecosystem, grassland food chain, in which we have grass as a producer, we have frog, sorry, insect as herbivore, because they eat some plant part, they suck nectar from the plants. Okay, then frog eat these insects, and that grassland may have snakes, so snakes will feed on frog. So we have series of organisms in which one organism is feeding on other organism. So this series is called as food chain. Okay, like in grass eaten by deer, and deer is eaten by lion. So it is a food chain. In food chain, various steps where transfer of energy takes place called trophic levels. So each organism is existing on a trophic level. Like grass is a producer, so grass is a trophic level T1. Deer feeding on grass, so it is existing on second trophic level T2, and lion is on third trophic level. So each step where energy is transferred from one organism to another organism, that step is known as trophic level, that position is known as trophic level. So food chain is the series of different trophic levels. So flow of energy in a food chain is a unidirectional. The flow of energy takes place in a single direction, from grass to lion, from producer to decomposer or to top carnivore, from trophic level lower trophic level to higher trophic level. Okay. The green plants which photosynthesis, which perform photosynthesis and prepare their own food, they just capture the 1% of the total solar light which is radiating on Earth's surface. So they are using just 1% of sunlight. Now when the these photosynthetic plants are eaten by other organism, herbivorous organism, only 10% of the energy which is fixed by the plants is transferred to the other trophic level, to the higher trophic level, to herbivores. Now herbivores will be eaten by carnivores. So to herbivores, from herbivores to carnivores, only 10% energy will be transferred. So this is law of 10% energy, law of 10% energy. 90% energy is either used by the plant or get lost in form of losses. So due to gradual decrease in energy transfer, only 3 to 4 steps, only 3 to 4 trophic levels can exist in a food chain. So this is pyramid of energy where producers are producing 10,000 joules. Then when it is transferred to primary consumer, only 1000 joule is transferred. When it is um transferred to the secondary consumer, only 100 joule is transferred. And when it is goes to tertiary consumer, the energy only remain is 10 joule, only transferred is 10 joule. So when uh, plants are absorbing energy sunlight and they are fixing 10,000 joule energy up to trophic level third or trophic level fourth, only 10 joule is reaching. So this is 90% energy at every trophic level is residual, it is waste and it is get wasted and do not transfer to the another trophic level. So now comes my biological magnification. Biological magnification is the concentration of harmful chemicals which get increased at every energy trophic level, every next trophic level in a food chain is called biological magnification. Let's see, if we have a contamination of some chemical, like we have contamination of lead in water. So lead will be will raise to the plants, then those plant will be eaten by herbivore, like you can say deer. So from plants to deer, these chemical will be transferred through this food. Now they will settle in the biomass, they will settle in the tissue of the deer. And when deer is eaten by lion, they will reach to the these contaminants, these chemicals or this lead will reach to the lion. Now lion will eat lot of deers. So the concentration of that contaminant or chemical will get increase into the biomass of lion. So this process is known as biological magnification. So what is biological magnification? Increasing of concentration of chemical contaminants into the body of any organism at any trophic level is known as biomagnification. So when we go from lower trophic level to higher trophic level, biomagnification get more. So maximum concentration of the contaminant will be found in the top uh, highest trophic level organism. So on the basis of this discussion, we try to give answer of the following questions. If 20,000 joule energy is at producer level, what amount of energy transfer to the secondary consumer level? So we can see the pyramid of energy in this diagram, and we can see that uh, secondary consumer at third trophic level. So, if 20,000 energy is produced at trophic level, then out of 2000 joule, only 10% will reach to the primary consumer. So, 10% will be 2000 joule. Then from primary consumer to secondary consumer, only 10% will reach. So, 10% of 2000 joule is 200 joule. So, at secondary consumer 200 joule will be reaching. Okay, out of 20,000 joule, the secondary consumer will get 200 joules only. Draw food chain of pond and forest. You take example of pond. You think what kind of organism found in pond and forest. Forest food chain is also seen here. So, you can take example of this grass, deer, lion. So, you can write down the answer of both. So, you complete the answers of the following and return it to me. Thank you.